Chapter 3 Water for All Part 2.
Okay, Activity 6 The Water Barrel, Part 1. David, Father and I are leaving one job for you to do this morning, Mother said. So, Mother said to David that she and father is giving one job to David to do this morning. In that morning, father said, "That's right. Before you do anything else, fill the water tank. But I want to go to the pasture to help Peta with the animals," David complained. And father said the kind of work that he need to fill the barrel of water before he do anything else. David responded that he wanted to go to pasture to help Peta with animals. Okay, moving ahead. "No," said mother firmly, "bring the water first or it may not get down." So she firmly said that you have to fill this water barrel first and then only you can do the work which has been of your choice. Father added, "Boy, you will be in the hot water if you don't get your work done." And with that, they drove away. So then father said that it would become very hot if he do not do his work on time, and then both left the house that time. David walked back in the house. They were proud of this house. David and his father and mother and Peta had just built this house. Parts of it still were unfinished. Later they would dig a well, but right now all the water had to be carried from the river, and it was David's job to fill the large water barrel. So then David moved to the house which they have built, and they were very proud of building that house. They were about to build the well in that house, but some of the parts of that house is not furnished yet. So later on they may do that, but right now they need to fetch water from the river which is very nearer to their house, and it was David's job to fill the water barrel fetching the water from that river. The family could then draw water from a spigot at the bottom of the barrel. Spigot means null, okay, tap. So then their family used the water which is there in the barrel with the tap or spigot which is at the bottom of the barrel. David climbed a few steps at the side of the barrel. He leaned far over the rim to see how much water was left. The water was so low in the barrel that he couldn't even touch the surface with his fingertips. He sighed. He was a strong boy and he wasn't a bit tired, but it made him shy to think of all the other things he preferred to do that cool, beautiful morning. Then what David went next to the barrel, and leaning into the barrel he saw the level of water in the barrel, and it was very low in the nature. So he was a very enthusiastic and energetic boy. He wanted to do that, but he also wanted to do those things that he was in preference of doing and which he thought was cool doing that in that beautiful morning. But father and mother has given him this job to do. Okay, moving ahead, activity 7. These are the questions related to the passage that we have read, to which I will be sending you the PDF. So I am not discussing it over here right now. We will move ahead to the activity 8, the water barrel part 2, which is the continuation of the comprehension passage that we are. Water barrel part 2. David got the bucket and walked down and back with the full bucket once, twice, thrice, 3 times, 4, 5. He could see Peter the hired man down in the sheep pasture. "I wonder, wouldn't it work just as well I finish carrying water this afternoon?" he thought. "What difference does it make as long as I get it done?" So what do the David do? He takes the water bucket down back to the river and he brings 1 bucket, 2 bucket, 3 bucket, 4, 5 buckets. But then he see the person in the sheep pasture and he wondered, what if he carry out the work afternoon? It's okay because anyhow the work is need to be done by him. So what difference does it make as long as it get it done? So he is in this thought. He started down the path to Petra, but suddenly he remembered last time mother and father had gone to town. David had promised to fill the barrel for the Monday washing, but David didn't do it. On Monday there was no water to wash their clothes. So when he is on his way to the pasture, he realizes that when his parents went to the town, he had promised him that he would be filling the water in the barrel, but he failed to do that, and then there was no water left for the Monday washing. So that this entire thought of an past event struck him. David turned back to the house. 5 more buckets and I'll call it enough, he said. 1 bucket, 2 bucket, 3, 4. The sun was getting very hot. 5 at last. So he again took the bucket and he started filling the barrel into, and he took 5, 6 buckets of water and filled the and trying to fill the barrel. Again he climbed the step and leaned over the brim. The barrel was only half full. David was hungry and tired. 2 more and I am through. He picked up the bucket on his way to the river and had a thought. So again he see in the barrel how much water is required to fill the barrel, and he see that the barrel is only half filled. So he says 2 to 3 more buckets of water and then he is done filling the barrel. On his way, when he is going to the river, he thought, wouldn't it would be fun to surprise mother and father to fill the old barrel once really entirely full? Wouldn't it be fun if he didn't have to carry water for days and days because the work was already done? Suddenly he ran down to the river with fresh energy. So what he thinks that isn't it okay that the barrel is entirely filled with water, because it would be a great surprise to the parents. And then he ran with the entire fresh energy to fill it. 1 bucket it sloped over and wet his shoe a little. 2 bucket it certainly was getting very heavy. 3 bucket that time he stumbled over the step and spilled the water all over him. Well, at least it cooled him off. 4 bucket Peta called to him, come on down here with me, boy. But David only answered shortly, I am busy. 5 bucket now when he poured the water in the barrel, it didn't make much splashing noise. It was almost full. So he said when he filled up the first bucket, it sloped over and wet his shoes. In the second bucket, it was getting very heavy. In the third bucket, he stumbled. He was about to fall and the water was entirely over him. In the fourth bucket, the person called him to help in the pasture, but he responded that he'll be coming in short. And when he poured the fifth bucket, the noise of splashing water didn't come, so it was said that it is almost full. 6 bucket, David poured very slowly, looking over the edge. Close his face was the black shadow of his own head, and then just like that, the barrel was full of the brim. Whoopee! Yelled David. Now he said that the water was, this means when he poured the sixth bucket in the barrel was completely filled with the water and his black shadow can be seen in the barrel. And he was very happy, and in excitement he shouted, whoopee! He ran down to tell Peta, leaning madly and shouting with joy. Peta, guess how many buckets I carried. But you can't guess. But it's all filled up right to the top. Then he went to the pasture and said Peta that can you imagine how much amount of water in a bucket of full water I have filled? You cannot. But the end result is that the barrel is entirely filled from top to bottom. For an hour, David happily talked with Peta and helped him with a fence work. Suddenly, Peta stopped digging the spot hole and looked up at the distant house. Then he cried, David, look at that smoke, where it is coming from. When they both were working in the pasture, then Peta said, pointing at some distance, that the smoke is coming, and they were not able to figure out from where this smoke is coming from. The water barrel, part 3. David looked up the hill to the house. He couldn't see where the Peta pointed. He climbed to the top rail of the fence and shaded his eyes. He saw it then, the smoke. It's coming from the cellar window. Now, David tried to see from where the smoke is coming from, and he was able to figure it out that it is coming from the cellar window. Without other word, David and Peta took off running. When they arrived, the kitchen was already thick with smoke. Peta plugged down the step to the cellar. So when they went over there, they saw that the entire kitchen was filled with the smoke, and Peta plugged down the step and he went into the cellar. The long piece of horse from the brand, run boy run, that wood in the cellar is on the fire. So when it was been cleared that in the cellar there was the wood which was on fire, Peta said loudly this to David, that run boy run, the wood is on the fire. David got the horse and Peta screwed one end the barrel. Stay right here, he said, and vanished into the smoke. Then what happened? He took a pipe and he put one end of the pipe to attach it with the barrel, and David went into the smoke and told Peta to be here with him. It seemed hours to David that he waited. The water in the barrel sank lower and lower. Suppose the barrel ran dry before the fire was out. David thought for a moment that he might get more water, but what if Peta needed help? So when they attached the pipe with the barrel and Peta went inside into the smoke, this thought came to David's mind, what if the water in the barrel is not enough for fire to extinguish, and what if the more water is required? So he should quickly go and bring some more water to set the fire, to vanish the fire. But another thought also came to his mind, what if Peta required his help? Then he should be here. So he was confused between two thoughts, whether he should bring the water or he should be here with Peta when he is in need of help. David did not dare leave Peta alone. Finally, Peta came up, dirty, coughing, worn out. So he took a decision that he won't be leaving him all alone, and he was waiting for him over there only. And finally he came out, and he was very dirty, he was very coughing, and he looked entirely worn out. That was close, David. For a while I thought we'll lose the house. All that dry lumber down in the cellar was on fire, say boy. So then they are saying that the entire wood which was dried down and kept in the cellar, that means in the go down, was on fire, and we were about to lose the house that is very close and dear to us and we are proud of. Peter looked at him seriously. How is it that the water barrel was so full? All the time I was spraying water, I was hoping we have enough water to save the house. There was just exact enough. Then he says that then he said that Peter said that the entire he was just praying when he was spraying the water, that water should be there in the barrel, and he was very surprised how much so much of water was there in the barrel, to which David responded that he had filled it this entire morning. Well, let me tell you then, you saved the house from burning down. Peter shook David's hand in congratulation and David grinned proudly. And he gave entire credit of saving the house to David because of him the water barrel was filled of water, and because of that water they were able to save the house, and the entire credit was given to David. Now in this chapter they have also given that read the example sentences that are used as an idioms in hot water. So over here there is an idiom in hot water which has been used in the sentences. They want us to read it very carefully. Next they want us think about the sentences, write what you think in hot water means. So they want us to think what the hot water as an idiom means and write our own thought about it. Read the example sentence that use the idiom hold water, and then again they want us to understand and think about the sentences. What does the hold water means? Water under the bridge is an idiom that is being used in these sentences, and what does the water under the bridge means?